Hello, 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 and welcome in, everyone. I'm excited to be here doing a live stream, and I'm gonna wait a few moments and ask that my spirit guides, God the Divine, bring everyone here who is meant to hear this message today. So I'm gonna go ahead and start by offering a little bit of Dragon's Blood Sage to them, to my spirit guides, to my angels, my spirit team. Thank you for bringing me out here today to deliver these messages on your behalf, O Divine. And thank you for putting this message in front of everyone who's meant to hear it. As such, I pray this message finds you at the precise time you need it. As always, take what resonates with you and leave the rest for everyone else. As these are timeless collective messages, take what resonates with you, and that's all you need. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in, welcome in. My name is Julia Rose. I'm a psychic medium and Kundalini Reiki master teacher. I'm so happy you are all here today. Lisa, Mara, Lita, Dawn, welcome. Welcome in. So we're going to be diving in just a moment to the collective energies. Actually, Spirit just gave me the green light. We're ready to start. Mel, Sean, welcome. So the title of this message is Intense Collective Energy. Let's break it down because it has been absolutely insane. I have some cards here set for me to break down some of these energies with you. Deirdre, hello. So let's start by walking through what the ascension symptoms are. I really hate that word, ascension. I really hate that term. At least right now I do, because this feels like a deep regression, but it's not, and we'll get into it. So you might have noticed that starting this past Saturday, so I say timeless, but I am speaking to specific time frames, at least for the messages that I'm live for. If you catch this at a different time and the energy dynamics that I'm picking up on are relevant to you in whenever time frame you find this message, it was meant to find you at that time. So for those of you who are here listening to this in real time, Saturday, November 22nd, November 22nd, I could feel the onset of this energy coming in, and it was absolutely wild. It was energy like being pushed down on my head, and it feels like it was going over my crown and around up like into my mouth and my teeth. It was really unpleasant. But that's how I knew that this, 1122, I didn't even think about that, Dawn. Powerful portal energy, both master numbers, 11 and 22. It was really wild because these energies are changing so much in the collective, and I actually want to thank you for bringing that to my attention because we're going to break that down a little bit. So you've been experiencing probably a lot of exhaustion. I know some of you have been getting headaches, root chakra, lower back pain. You've been getting third eye pressure and activations, heart activation symptoms. And when I say activation or ascension symptoms, I just mean like odd sort of symptoms or physical sensations that you can't really ascribe to anything else. They're just inexplicable to any degree that you would not put them together with energy. Okay, you wouldn't put them together with energy work. I mean, that's the only way you can describe it, is what I'm saying. But you probably have also been having a really like changes in your appetite and your movement patterns. Your sleep has been kind of unsteady. Dreams have been weird. Dreams have been weird, but you're also so much more sensitive right now. so much more sensitive, right? It's been wild. So we're gonna break down a little bit of what's going on with these energies. So on Saturday, as soon as I got that kind of instinctual knowing of the energy shifting, I went and I checked my space weather app to see, okay, what's going on here. I saw that we had a coronal mass ejection that lasted for a quantity of 5. I don't actually quite know the unit. It might have been 5 seconds, but it was by far and large one of the bigger coronal mass ejections that I had seen on the chart. And then I was like, I'm going to check the Schumann resonance tomorrow and see what it looked like overnight. And sure enough, you'll see that there was a massive flare. Actually, no, that was on the 23rd. I got my dates mixed up. 23rd, excuse me. So, and then last night the energy was a little weird too, and I saw that there was actually a strip on the Schumann resonance chart that was blank, and that always indicates a timeline shift. We had the energy surge and now the timeline shift a couple days later. So what does this mean for you? It's important to talk about all of the energetics of what's happening at the physical level, so you can know why things happen at the same time, and that it's not just you that's registering these shifts in energy. All of these symptoms and changes in your energy field have been concurrent with extreme realizations followed by extreme exhaustion. And it'll be maybe like a day or a moment, and this has been happening for weeks. Let's oh, I'm sorry to miss you, but thanks for dropping in. So this energy has been trying to help you regulate to a different degree of self-awareness. It's been really unpleasant the way that it's been having to happen. So for all of you folks who are super sensitive out here and you've been like, ew, I hate everything that I'm feeling right now. This sucks. This is so hard. And then you have a breakthrough of like, oh my God, that's why that happened. That's why all of this is lined up this way. And then it just like crashes again. You're not alone. Let's just say that you're not alone, okay? I want to be clear about that. So all of these activations, all of these realizations that you've been going through have actually been to get you to the point of realizing that you don't have to worry about being in control of everything all the time. Thank you for your gift. You don't have to be so worried about controlling everything all the time. You're so welcome for the clarity. That's why I'm here. So your guides, at least in the realizations that they've been showing me, it's like the things that you've been trying to control, the future that does not exist yet, several months from now, several years, several months specifically from now, they're not for you to worry about. Because by and large, most of these things have already been planned for you. Most of these things that you're about to go through have already been planned. These steps have already been calculated. So you're worried about things that your guides don't need you worried about. And that's part of this exhaustion, is to get you to really let go of that pressure to say, okay, you know what? You're doing a lot less worrying than you've been normally doing, and things are still working out for you just fine. Take the pressure off. Your guides have been wanting you to take the pressure off. Okay, we're coming into the end of the year of the snake and stepping into the year of the horse. Yeah, we'll get there, Spirit. Spirit was telling me the other day that the last few weeks of this year, you're going to be closing out so many cycles. And it's gonna go really fast, and it's gonna be a lot more than you think. Okay, a lot more than you think. So go easy on yourself, as you've been feeling like, oh my gosh, physically you're not doing that much, but energetically and emotionally there is so much changing in your internal landscape. So much so that as these breakthroughs are taking place, you're starting to recognize around you just how many, wow, just how many of these changes internally are almost immediately resulting in shifts around you. Not just in your behavior and not just in your physical reality, but in others. Right? So a lot of you have been healing deep, deep traumas around intimacy, and especially around some of your more significant relationships, but also some of your earliest relationships. Mm-hmm. And this is actually coming back to some of the core confidence wounds. And I mean, it makes sense. The Kundalini energy in your body, which moves through the base of your spine until it activates completely through all of your chakras. That's the completion of a Kundalini rise. Once that takes place, your Kundalini energy returns to the base of your spine. And so in that kind of returning, there's a period of time where it's like you shake a snow globe and all the snowflakes have to settle, like the dust has to settle. And you're not quite in that energy now. You're going to be in that energy January, February of 2026. Because there's too much, Spirit's telling me there's too much that's going to happen for you in December. Okay, there's going to be too much that happens for you in December. In terms of your realizations and in terms of things coming together, okay? So a lot of you, I'm hearing that you've been healing intimacy wounds. We have sacred sexuality. You've been healing intimacy wounds that have been interfering with not just your confidence, but your actual belief in yourself. Your belief in yourself to just know that you're gonna be okay. And that you don't have to worry about every single detail that doesn't exist yet. It's like things are moving really fast, really slow. Really fast, really slow. Because Spirit's trying to, it's kind of like chopping up this energy. They're trying to break up the status quo that has been keeping you in the currents of fear, of doubt, of not listening to your own intuition. Things had to get shaken up. Your rhythms had to be, I mean, for all intents and purposes, disrupted, so that you could really just open up to yourself, open up to your truths, so you could really see yourself for who you are. So you could really see yourself for who you are, and how Spirit has always been showing up in your life to guide you, how you've always been led, even through some of the darkest things, out into better timelines. You've never been alone on your path. You've never been alone on your journey. You've just felt isolated because you were disconnected. And so in this deep exhaustion that the collective is being moved through right now, this deep reset, this deep purging, you're all being reattuned to trust. You're all being reattuned to trust and to surrender, to honoring your flow, to honoring your own unique way of doing things, and dare I say, your destiny. A lot of you have been struggling a lot with resistance around why you don't feel comfortable in who you are yet. Like, why don't you feel comfortable in who you are yet? That feels like one of the things that you've been asking yourself. And also that you've been wondering if some of the downloads, some of the ideas and visions that you've been gifted for what you're here to accomplish, you've been wondering, is that really it? How am I really going to get there? And your guides are showing you through taking the pressure off. It's like, wow. So you see, like, when it's early in the morning over a stream or a river or the ocean, sometimes there's fog. It's not quite light enough or warm enough out yet to dissipate that fog or the mist, but eventually it clears. And you've been navigating a lot of your life with this mist, this fog, this tension mentally that has blocked you from seeing how things are connected, both from your past to your present, and how moving forward with all of that, you'll enter into your future. That fog is lifting through your rest, through your lack of overthinking, in creating peace with where you are today, creating peace with where you are now, who you are now, all the work you've already done to be who you are today. If you're new here, welcome. You're always right on time here. Take what resonates and leave the rest. So stay tuned in the next few weeks for a message that I'll post around the year of the horse. I'm not sure if it's alive yet or an upload, so we'll see. But this energy, I know as it's been calling you, it's been calling me to rest. It's been calling me to rest very deeply, to seek clarity, to seek serenity over worrying. It feels like you're starting to trust that believing in yourself, believing in your positive traits is no longer threatening. It's no longer unsafe to believe in yourself. Well, I'm happy you stuck with me, Fire Woman. If you want to book a personal reading, my website is fromspiritforlove.com. You can navigate through all of my services on my website there. So this energy, it just feels so good. And I know a lot of you are very emotional right now. You're starting to come through so much clarity and release. It makes sense then that you would feel like you want to just be in your own energy and not be around everyone, because in a sense, everyone's being called inward right now. Everyone's being called to tune in and clear, to align, to really come back to who you are. And for some of you, in amidst all the chaos and the change, the constant what the absolute F is going on in my life. You haven't been able to fully settle in. You haven't been able to fully sink in and just exist. This is something you've been cultivating for a really long time. Ooh, you've been working at that. You've been working at that. Your guides see it. They see how much you have been calling in this energy and acknowledgement of, I just want to be okay with who I am. Your guides see that. Please always understand that that is always witnessed. Your moments alone, your private moments of questioning absolutely everything. Your guides are with you, your loved ones and ancestors on the other side, they're with you. They never left. God the Divine is right there with you all the time. All the time. Your faith is skyrocketing this season. Your faith is skyrocketing. And I feel like for some of you, this is a return to the way that you used to feel all the time, but you had a lot of emotion and trauma to process. And for others of you, you're reaching a point that you're feeling so tapped in, tuned in, turned on, connected all the time that this is new. This isn't something that you felt before, but take what resonates. It's just opening you up to see that the things that you've been wanting are inevitable. The dreams that you have for yourself, they're inevitable. And no amount of worrying or overstressing or over planning is going to change that. If anything, trying to anticipate all of the details and all of the possible outcomes is what deters you. That's what stops you from doing what you want to do. Because your mind creates an energy of, it creates an overly complicated, unnecessary burden on the things that you desire. And of course, that would make them feel like they're even further away. If anything, one of the biggest takeaways from this collective energy right now is that you don't have to try so hard. You were doing well with certain things in your life where you were in a similar energy to where you're at now. You just thought you needed to do the most. You thought you had to do more. You thought that, oh my God, wait, it's working? Oh no. Now we got to take it up a notch and like stress out about it. No, not anymore. Your guides have been trying to clear that dysfunction out of your mentality, and it required some slowing down. Some slowing down. This feels very strongly like you're reattuning to the natural ebb and flow of nature, of the earth herself. Like, you're not so much, oh, that's a beautiful message, especially for you empaths, you sensitives, you psychics, you mediums out here. You're not overly identifying with spirit anymore. And God is that liberating. God is that liberating. You're understanding that all of your aspects function together. Your sensitivity is accessible through your physicality. And wow, and that just comes back to all of this healing of intimacy, this healing of connection, vulnerable connection. Ooh, That's activating as hell. Whew. Yeah. You've been working too hard. It's been stressing you out too much. You're starting to slow down and relax. And because this is new, it feels like it's bringing up some feelings of failure or feelings of inadequacy, even though all that's happening is your parasympathetic nervous system deactivating and deflating you. So that's fight or flight, parasympathetic nervous system activation. And you're coming into a rest and release, rest and digest. You know, if I mix those up, let me know. I think I mixed it up this time. But either way, you're coming out of overactivation to rest and digest. Survival mode to not quite hibernation. A lot of you have been hibernating. This is more pulling back your energy from unnecessary extraness. I don't know how else to say that, but you know what it is for you. You know what it is for you. You're giving yourself the time and space that you need to really find clarity, and it's not going to happen when you're moving very quickly. Because, thank you, I was seeing, as I was shuffling in this deck, I was seeing the paradox card. And it makes sense because you're starting to see multiple things at once now. Like your vision is becoming so clear because you're relaxed. You're slowing down. Your vision is becoming so clear that you're able to recognize where it is everything fits in. And that you can release some of the expectations that you've had for yourself, that you've had for how time is supposed to pass. Ooh, felt that. How time is supposed to pass. As well as where you think you should be. Where you think you should be. What you think you should be doing. It feels like you're just coming back to your body. I love this for you, wow. Because you've got some big things coming up. You've got some big things coming up. A lot of surprises in the new year. I mean, December too. But in the next month, whenever you find this. Your guides have been saying for a very long time that you need to focus on your health and well-being. Personal readings are available on my website. Links in the description box below. I mean, you're really understanding what it means to be... Oh, thank you. I'll get there in a sec, Spirit. You're really understanding... You know what? They said pivot, because I'm going to lose it. So some of you have been speaking your truths. Some of you have been speaking your truths. And I feel like for a lot of you, these are things around, like, ooh, very long harbored, close kept secrets. For a lot of you, you identify as being chain breakers, generational, karmic freers. I don't know. Generational curse breakers. There it is. Thank you. Generational curse breakers. That you are the one in your line that is destined to pivot the entire lineage. Mm-hmm. And because you resonate with being the generational curse breaker, the next part of you actually claiming your own destiny has been to honor your truth. And it feels like as you're coming into these realizations, some of you are having conversations and types of communication that you've never had before. And you're really allowing yourself to go there. It feels like you're going there and opening up new directions. And that's a beautiful thing. But you need to remember too that when you're starting to step into these new truths, you are actually creating so much peace for your body. You're creating so much peace. Thank you for your gift, Brandon. Yeah, if there are any mods here, I'd appreciate your presence. I'm doing okay. But I don't like to make everyone in the chat uncomfortable by not having those comments removed. So, thanks, Spirit. You know, that always happens when I'm speaking about something important. Every time. Because the energies of distraction, the energies of blah-de-da-de-da would like to come in and have you divert your attention. But in this energy, you're too cool. It's just moving right along with it. See, some people think that they're healing through attention by getting the validation externally, that they will be satisfied and healed by the fulfillment and achievement of that. But you're being forced in all of this time to be on your own so you can understand that your validation doesn't come from anywhere outside of you. When you are taking the time to be present with your reactions and your triggers, you know that nothing can rock you. And this is actually what, oddly enough, we'll tie that together with a nice little bow. This is what's bringing it all together for you, to be confident speaking your truth, to be confident voicing your perspective, and not letting it change you or how people might react to change you. Healing is still healing. Healing is still healing. Holy Grail Stone, hello. And you're right, I'm no joke. I think it's funny that Spirit made me cute because my aura is really scary. When I'm not smiling. Oh. So as you're starting to step up into these truths, but see, it wasn't a diversion, Mary Penny. It wasn't a diversion. Because it was exactly the case in point. You just being like, well, I was talking about you stepping up into your energy, you stepping up into your truths, and voicing the things that you genuinely feel and believe. Honoring truth. Spirit's so good like that. All of my courses, if you ever take one of my courses or you see my videos in real time, there's always something that happens that exactly enacts out what the lesson is that's coming through. There's always something. It's really funny. And I love it because that's the kind of validation from spirit that I really tune into. Welcome in. So, I mean, ultimately, it's you coming into these realizations that you decide who you are. You decide how you handle things, and most of the ways you've handled things have been based on what you observed growing up. What you observed growing up, or what you learned in order to survive certain situations based on how you experienced your youth and your childhood. So in that, all good, Lisa. Yeah. But that's really what it means to be a peaceful warrior. Like, you just saying your piece and moving right along. We have the sage here, actually. It's like you're not going to let anything interfere with your peace. And Spirit's trying to show you in this season all of the places, all of the things, all of the situations, relationships, everything in your life where you have had certain perspectives that have, or certain unconscious behaviors that have affected your ability to maintain peace. And with that, you're surrendering everyone else's judgments, everyone else's ideas, and with that also every single one of your expectations of how people are supposed to react to you, to your gifts, to your light, to your truth. I make everything a teaching moment. Everything. Everything is a situation you can learn from in your life. And where you're going deeper now than ever before is how do you use that to get to a place of peace. Thank you for your abundant blessings and gifts. I appreciate you. What else do you need to know? Spirit, what else does the collective need to know? It's 8:08 on my clock. That's always a sign for one of my guides, Narsimha. He's just like, some of you might remember, I used to have a picture of him up there. You might as well tattoo his name to my forehead. What else do you need to know, collective, about this energy that we're in, these very intense collective energies? What else do you need to know? Different deck. Are we getting into the tarot? Finally! Yay! I'm loving this rest and digest period for you guys. I'm loving it for you. Focusing on your health, focusing on your well-being, focusing on your peace and your truths. Ooh, thank you. That feels good. Thank you for blessing us. Thank you for blessing us. Sweet Dragon's Blood Sage Medicine, thank you for blessing us. Ooh, I know some of you could smell that. Thank you, Spirit. What else do you need to know? think a different deck is in order. I finally want to be held within my own energy because it finally feels safe to do so. That is... No, I don't play. Isn't that cute? I do it with a smile on my face. Lisa, that's awesome. It is a blessing. Like, you guys just opening up to feeling so much comfort in the truth of who you are and slowing down enough to get past the point of anxiety. Yeah, it's like you're getting through the discomfort of releasing tension, because that's an uncomfortable process, like the fight to let go. And now you're really just sinking in. Really just sinking in. Ooh. More grounded than you've ever been, and that's also why probably exhausted. That's also why exhausted. Because you're finally letting go of all the tension you've been holding on to. Thank you for bringing me back full circle. Which is why these truths that you've been speaking, these truths that you've been called to step up and voice, have been actually making you just as exhausted. The realization of these truths, the realization of how tension and untruth or illusion or whatever the hell you want to call it, how all these things have been at war within you, that when you release the mist, the fog from that analogy from earlier, when all of that clears, you're left with a peace and a relaxation, a rest and a clarity. But again, you've been on overaction, overperform, overfunction for so long that your body's kind of crashing into this safe space. That's normal. Please don't guilt yourself for that. I should be doing this. I should have been up earlier. I should have gone to sleep earlier. Da 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 da. Whatever it is. Whatever it is, don't guilt yourself. You need to take the time. You need to take the time to just exist right now. We're coming up around the holidays, so some of you might be taking more time around and within the next 6 to 8 weeks, whenever you find this message, really sink into that relaxation. Give yourself the permission to do nothing. Oh, stop. I don't want a pumpkin head on my head. Thank you, though. That's so cute. Give yourself permission to really sink in and let yourself let go. Let yourself be free. And I'm telling you, you guys are going to be processing so many emotions. So many emotions. Some of you might be called to do things like breath work. You might be called to do any form of like, I'm seeing tapping. Is that EFT? I've never done that. EFT tapping, emotional freedom technique. Yes, thank you, Spirit. Some of you doing EFT tapping, some of you somatic therapy. Things to actually, or some of you Reiki. You can book Reiki with me. I will go through exposure therapy with you. And this will help you call these things up and out of your body and help create space where this tension used to literally be locked in you physically. Spirit wants me to remind you that this is going to happen in waves. This is going to happen in waves. I have God, but thank you. All religions are welcome here. So, It's going to happen in waves. These periods of realization and connecting the dots and everything coming together. And then the periods of, whoa, deep rest, reset, sloth. Sloth. That's what I was seeing. I was seeing a cute little sloth like clung to a tree. That's adorable. Yeah. Woo. Some of you have been protecting yourselves for so long that you don't know how to let God take over. 5 of Swords. You've been protecting yourself for so long. So long. That you don't know how to let God do the job. But you have to remember, God's already in charge. God's already protecting you. He can't always, she can't, they, whoever, however. Creator can't always protect you from your thoughts and your own habits. That's why the law of karma, or the law of learning, exists. Because that's what it is. So, understand that it's time to lower your weapons. Your defense against God is futile. When God decides that God wants your heart and wants in your life, you know that's just like, it's like holding up like a sheet of printer paper and like thinking that's gonna protect you from like being seen when it's like this big, right? God of all things knows your heart. Okay? And God's been wanting you to trust, and I think that's what you're starting to step into even more than ever. 818 on my clock feels significant. 2626 also. It's like you're just believing. You're so welcome. You're just believing that you are safe. And that belief in your spiritual, energetic, divine protection is actually changing your thought process and therefore letting your body feel safe enough to relax. Because remember, one of the messages that came through earlier was that you're no longer overly identifying with spirit. Because when you over-identify with spirit, you're moving at the speed of light mentally. and it's easy to feel chaotic, and it's easy to feel unprotected because there's so much happening all at once. And you're realizing, I'm seeing like a groundhog coming up and then going, ooh. wait, no, we're good. we can go back. We can go back in. We can settle back into our bodies. We can settle back into an energy of groundedness. Oh, that's sweet. Wow. Yeah. Trust in my faith is unshakable and ever expanding. Love that. Love that. Like you're learning how to let God guide you again. I feel like some of you had your guards down at a different point in time and you didn't feel like those things worked out for you. You didn't feel like those things worked out for you. Or that suddenly it was just a whole bunch of traumatic things that you were like, I'm okay. I can do this. And you kept going, but you didn't have the time or stability internally to slow down and process. And so a lot of those things that you haven't been able to grieve or process emotionally, that's all happening now through these bursts of realization and settling back into the release and processing, the rest and digest. And those are different, right? I think digesting comes and then rest. It really should be digest and then rest. The processing being digestion and resting being your flop. There's not too much more to this message, Spirit's telling me. I love it. I love it. There's so much clarity here for you now. And oh my gosh. We had the Knight of Swords come out and the Ace of Wands. This is a determination being reborn in you by trusting the path. Trusting that God knows all of the steps and only tells you the next few because you don't need to worry about the rest. However you receive your intuitive insights. I feel like there's one more thing. There's one more thing, Spirit. Because I feel like we're about finished, but there's a little bit more. Like one more thing. They want me to continue this message over on Patreon. Spirit, tell me what we're going to get into over there. I'm going to record that message after I hop off here and then I'll upload it. I'm seeing that we're going to go into a deeper look of specifically what these realizations are that you're having, but also what their integration will mean for you moving forward in early 2026. Yeah, you've got a lot of surprises coming in. Ooh. Are we gonna get a sneak peek? Are we gonna get a sneak peek, Spirit? I think we are. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Thank you, Lisa, for dropping the links. My Patreon is there if you want to join me. I go live every Monday on Zoom and we do guided meditations as well as occasional mediumship whenever Spirit says there's messages that are ready to come through. I feel like the next one's going to be early-ish December. But if you're subscribed over there, you'll get a notification about the next date for that. And I also do extended messages from my YouTube videos over on Patreon. You're so welcome. Yeah, we're getting a sneak peek. We're getting a sneak peek into some of these blessings that are on their way. Ooh, I can't wait. Okay. Thank you everyone so much for coming out and participating on my live stream. I'm so happy this message found you. Brendan, thank you for blessing me abundantly. I appreciate you. Lisa, okay. Maybe a guest medium in December. Hmm. Hmm. I love it. All right. Fam, I will see you very soon. If you want to work with me personally for a one-on-one session, I do Reiki healings, I do Akashic record clearings and readings, and I also do past life regressions as well as regular psychic readings. And those include messages that come to me from your energy body directly, as well as loved ones on the other side. So just for more info about me, you can check out all the links in the description box of my video, and I will see you in the next one. Again, thanks so much for coming out, everyone. Continuing this message over on Patreon, I'm just gonna hit end and then start record. And then we'll be getting into some of these a sneak preview of what you can expect early 2026. Ooh, I like that. And some of these gifts and surprises, along with breaking down some of these realizations you're going through. All right. I love you all dearly, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.